Okay, been a little bit since we did a YFZ450 video, but we'll give you a little review, little update here. So 7 months, almost 8 months we've owned this. We got it in January. It's coming on the end of July. We got about 38 hours on it right now. Into the second oil change is literally the only maintenance that we've really done to it, other than clean the air filter frequently. Other than all the modification videos, which I can go over some of here while we're just doing it, in case nobody watched the previous videos. We'll start with the tires. They're the most obvious thing. I think it comes with 21s in the front, 20s in the back factory, and kind of a shittier tread design, so we went with GBC XC Masters. 23s in the front, 22s in the back. The backs are a little bit wider too. Yeah, got some miles on them. We did it right when it was factory. Let's see here, a couple other things. We have a lot of DRW Performance stuff. We just recently did a DRW case saver, a DRW chain slide. Both of those literally took like 10 minutes. Super easy, amazing quality compared to factory. We got a DRW sprocket guard. Down here is the DRW swing arm plate. Also got the DRW rotor guard. And it's all made of that super high grade poly material. Harder than Superman's head is what I always say. Got the Hauser drop grab bar. I'll go over these decals here in a minute, but got those nice emblems. We drilled out all the factory stickers, factory warning labels, and put those CNC emblems that were powder coated on. GYTR Nerf bars, along with GYTR A arm guards. And then the obvious, the big three. It has a GYTR billet intake. It's got the Rossier R5 full exhaust, and it has a Vortex ECU as well. So that is the updates, and then we'll get into kind of the review, things that have happened, bad things, good things. Yeah. All right, so one other thing I forgot to mention that we did do to it was we just changed the front sprocket. So went with a Sunstar front sprocket, dropped it down one tooth. Didn't have to cut anything out of the chain, stock chain, tightened it back up. And the thought process there is to change the gear ratio so you can actually use first and second gear. This thing rings out and just wants to just rip and run up in those RPMs. That first and second gear were about useless on the trails around here, so definitely should be, it's pretty noticeable. Gives a little bit more bark on the bottom end too. So things that have went wrong. Not really anything other than changing the oil, cleaning the air filter, greasing things. Just this past ride, I shook it down pretty good, and this inner tie rod nut was a little loose. I tightened that up, and that took care of that. And really, other than that, we've had like no issues at all. Way back in the beginning, we did have a little bit of an idle issue, that it wouldn't idle when it was hot. So took it back to the tuner, and he reset some things with the idle air control motor, did it for free, and that it's never had an issue ever since then. The only other thing that I will complain about is the last couple times we've went to Hatfield, it has rained ridiculously. And this thing doesn't like it. Like torrential downpours, shouldn't even be out riding. So it sets the check engine light when it gets wet. For whatever reason, it runs perfectly, no issues at all, but it set the check engine light. Let it dry out, next day, go back riding, everything's perfect. And the other thing is, during that same torrential downpour, it actually wore these factory stickers off. So, and that happened like 3 weeks after we owned it. So I got a hold of my salesman over at State 8 Yamaha, and he ordered us stickers, which unfortunately were back ordered and took 7 months to come in. So they're finally here. I'm gonna put the stickers on, see what it looks like. But yeah, other than that, really haven't had any issues at all with this thing. It's a badass machine. You keep up with the maintenance, take care of it. I mean, it's by far the fastest thing we've ever owned. Wide, you know, it can take turns nice, great hill climber, good trail rider. Would definitely recommend it if anybody's looking for a new sport quad. But yeah, let's get to those stickers. All right, got a last final look here. New decals on, finally. Looking pretty sweet.